You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We're a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. Some are things we celebrate because we like them. Some are things we celebrate because they are. As they say,
it is what it is.
National Big Wind Day. Does anybody really like real windy days? I don't know anyone that really enjoys windy days. National Colorado Day. Okay, I get it. Colorado Day, they've got their issues as well. Yeah. Oh, that's not that one. Don't talk about Colorado that way. National 12s Day. I am not a Seahawks fan, but I have beaten anorexia, and I love grilled cheese sandwiches. I'm just a simple guy. Nice grilled cheese. I forgot. I don't even remember the restaurant. Five cheeses all on a grilled cheese sandwich with a Parmesan crusted bread. My mouth is drooling right now. Only Child Day. Well, I wouldn't know about that. I've got 3 kids. I'm one of 2. So, I wouldn't know about that one. National Licorice Day. I go over to Disneyland. Have you ever gone to Disneyland and got chocolate licorice? I like you like that one too, huh, Josh? Yeah, I enjoy chocolate licorice. That's good stuff. Let's take a look and see what the markets are doing today. Dow Jones Industrial Average up 91. S&P 500 is up 8.85. NASDAQ is up 8.64. Oil up another $1.31 a barrel. California 488.5. It looks like it doesn't even look like. It looks like the same number as yesterday. So are we still the same as yesterday? 488.5. Doesn't look like it's changed a whole lot. So at least we're not going up. That's a positive. National number 362.1. Okay, nothing exciting right there. We got our inflation numbers today. That's a little bit of a change. We knew that was coming out. We knew that we've been talking to you about that one right along. So why are we seeing them? Why are the markets not reacting? Well, a lot of the folks in the market just don't understand. Finally, I knew if I listened long enough, I would probably come up with something that I agreed with Austin Goolsbee about. I don't know if you remember Austin Goolsbee. He was one of the economic advisors to President Obama. He's over there I think he's at the University of Chicago. And I knew if I waited long enough, we would agree on something. Well, he's been listening apparently to some of our broadcasts, I jest, and realizes that, the Federal Reserve has probably done their job and inflation is on the downturn, and that we should probably pause on some of these interest rate increases that we see that the Federal Reserve is doing. Why should we pause? Well, it's got to do with the lag effect, and we've been talking about this right along, that we're seeing a lag effect in the CPI numbers, And most of it has strictly to do with the fact that we're using old data. So the Federal Reserve says they're data dependent, but when they're using for the CPI numbers, when they're using housing, when it is 43% of CPI, they should just say, call it like it is. They're old data dependent. They're not current data dependent. And we know that because we can see what the current numbers are looking at. But when they use the CPI numbers, they're using old data. And we're going to talk about that quite a bit today because there's a lot of misleading information going in the marketplace right now. We want you to have accurate information that you're not going to get anywhere else. I don't know why the media doesn't understand some of these numbers. And it's not like we create them like the government does, but we understand where the numbers are coming from. So you look at the headline data year over year went from 6% to 5%. That is a massive drop. That is good news. And we look at the core went from 5.5 to 5.6. We told you that's what was going to happen. So we knew all that. Why is the media not getting this? Well, shelter, 43% went from 8.2 to 8.1. Rent went from remained at 8.8, but the owner equivalent rent 8.0, and lodging away. Okay, lodging away. That went from is at 7.3% still. Month over month is up 2.7. Now the important numbers are the month over month because that's what replaces last year. So when we look at shelter as a whole, it's up 0.6%. But if we look at rent, we're looking at 0.5. Owner equivalent rent is 0.5, but lodging is 1%. So, there's some big differences right there. That's what we're kind of watching as a whole. So the big numbers right there are that issue is still what's holding us back. And we're going to have to keep watching that for you. We'll be watching it every month because remember, May 10th, that's where the numbers we replace start looking much stronger in our favor. So that's why I keep highlighting that to you, is that we've got to watch the May 10th number. We're going to get some better numbers when it comes to inflation. We're going to get some better numbers, and that's going to translate into better numbers when it comes to mortgage rates. I've shared with you that I anticipate mortgage rates by the end of summer being in the mid to low fives. And I haven't looked at what our number is for today. They locked at yesterday. Well, I did just now. Locked yesterday at 6.413, I think is the number. No, that's wrong. It's 6.392. So that's where we locked at yesterday. I think we're going to drop almost a full percentage point by the end of summer. Does that mean you should wait to buy a house? Not if you want to get one. We're going to talk about that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Get your tax refund. Your tax refund can help you achieve your homeownership goals. Paying your taxes late, what you need to know. VA home loans. How much do you get with a VA loan? And later in the broadcast, we've got On the Town brought to you by Visit Anaheim. And yes, we're going to give away another trip, 4 days, 3 nights to Las Vegas. No, we're not going to pay your taxes, fees, gambling, none of that. But we have that certificate for 4 days, 3 nights in Las Vegas. You reach me anytime again, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. We will be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
79% of all credit reports have errors that should be corrected through factual disputing. You could be saving thousands every year if your report was accurate. CreditSanitizer.com provides a free credit report audit when you furnish a specific $1 credit report. You can use this information to request corrections to your report and potentially save thousands of dollars. Get your free credit audit at CreditSanitizer.com. That's CreditSanitizer.com for a free credit report audit. CreditSanitizer.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Well, let's take a look every day at this time. OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. What did the loans lock at yesterday? 30-year conforming loans locked at 6.392, down a little bit. Jumbo loans, 6.481, up. 30-year FHA loan, 6.361, up just a touch. 30-year USDA loan, 6.32, down a little bit. And the 30-year VA loan, that was down at 6.054. That's where the loans locked at yesterday. We don't have APRs. We don't know whether they paid points or received points to get those rates. That's just where they were locking at yesterday, according to the data received from OBMMI. Let's look at the 30-year, or I'm sorry, the S&P 500 is now up 7.65. 10-year Treasury flat, 3.462. And the mortgage-backed securities are up a little bit. That's telling us that the interest rates are down just a touch. They change all day long, so don't pay a whole lot of attention to that. The March Consumer Price Index report showed that overall inflation increased by only 0.1%, which was lighter than the 0.2% expected. Year-over-year inflation declined from 6% to 5%, which was lower than the 5.1% expected. Inflation has declined sharply from the 9.1% peak and continues to make progress, as we've been talking about. The main focus is the core rate, which strips out food and energy prices, and it increased by 0.4%, which was in line with expectations. Year over year, CPI increased from 5.5 to 5.6, was covered in our mortgage minute yesterday. This is because a small replacement figure from last year. With this in the rearview mirror, we expect core inflation to move considerably lower from here. Shelter costs accounted for more than 60% of the total increase in CPI, which is still lagging behind. Shelter rose by 0.6% and is now up 8.2% year over year, which is an increase from the previous 8.1%. Rents rose 0.5% last month and are now up 8.8% year over year, which is unchanged. Owner's equivalent rent, which tries to capture the rise from home prices but does a poor job, rose 0.5% and is up 8% year over year, also unchanged. While the CPI shelter costs are still catching up and adding inflationary pressure, real shelter costs have been coming down because shelter makes up 43% of core CPI. It was the main cause of the 0.4% monthly gain. But imagine when this catches up and starts adding deflationary pressure. It appears that shelter costs are no longer accelerating on a year-over-year basis and have reached a peak. We know that real shelter costs are up roughly 2.6% year over year versus the 8.2 reflected in CPI. If this were caught up, because shelter makes up 43% of the core index, core CPI would be 2.4% lower, or at 3.2%, not 5.6. Point being, this is coming and disinflation is in the pipeline. The question is, when this gets caught up, we think it's going to start to happen in April right now, which gets reported in May. Chicago Fed President voting member Austin Goolsbee, in a speech to the Economic Club of Chicago, again, he's a voting Fed member, explained why he feels the right monetary approach for the current situation calls for prudence and patience. He acknowledged that the recent turmoil in the banking sector could lead to tighter credit conditions. He said analysts have speculated that this could be equivalent of hiking rates by 25 to 75 basis points. This view is in sharp contrast to Philly Fed President, also a voting member, Patrick Harkey, who wants to hike again in May on the 3rd to get above 5% and sit for a while. He also said, quote, if we see inflation not budging, then I think we'll have to take more action. But at this point, I don't see why we would just continue to go up, 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 and then go whoops, and then go down, down, down very quickly. Let's sit there, unquote. Commercial loan rates. The rapid pace of Fed rate hikes is beginning to have a large impact on commercial loans. Houston Apartment Owner Association, Apple's Way Investment Group, lost around 3,200 units to foreclosure as their floating rate debt went from 3.4% to 8%.
Ow!
A record $151.8 billion in U.S. mortgage backed by rental apartment buildings are set to expire this year, so it's unlikely that Apple's Way will be the last to experience this. Not good news. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Thanks, Travis. I appreciate you. That's the Mortgage Minute, again, brought to you by Geneva Financial. Okay, let's do a Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by rsrmoney.com. Borrow Smart, brought to you by rsrmoney.com. VA home loans. How much do you get in a VA home loan? Let's take a look at it. Throwing a curveball right there at Josh. Ready to make your dream of home ownership a reality? Find out the true potential of VA home loans and what it means for you as a veteran or military service member. As a veteran or active duty military service member, you've made immense sacrifices for our country. Now it's time to reap the benefits of your service by taking advantage of the VA home loan program. VA home loans offer competitive interest rates, no down payment requirements, and no private mortgage insurance, PMI, all designed to make it easier for veterans and military service members to purchase a home. But how much can you get with a VA home loan? Let's dive into 3 key points to help you understand the true value of a VA home loan. Number 1, loan limits and entitlements. The VA doesn't set a cap on how much you can borrow, but there are limits on the amount they will guarantee. In 2021, the VA removed loan limits for the first-time home buyers with full entitlement. This means that as long as you meet the lender's credit and income requirements, you can borrow as much as the lender is willing to lend without the need for a down payment. However, if you've used your entitlement before or have diminished entitlement, loan limits may apply based on your county's limit. Understanding your entitlement status is crucial to knowing how much you can borrow using a VA home loan. Number 2, funding fees and closing costs. A key advantage of VA home loans is the absence of PMI, which can save you thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. However, VA home loans come with a funding fee that varies based on factors such as your down payment, loan type, and whether you're a first-time or repeat borrower. This one-time fee can range from 1.4 to 3.6% of the loan amount and can be rolled into the loan or paid up front. Additionally, you'll need to consider other closing costs like appraisal fees, title insurance, and recording fees. While some of these fees can be negotiated with the seller, it's essential to factor them into your home buying budget. And also, when you look at your certificate of eligibility, it'll show what your funding fee will be, because if you've got disability, that might be reduced or eliminated completely. Number 3, interest rates and loan terms. VA home loans generally offer lower rates than conventional loans, which can save you a significant amount of money over the life of your loan. The actual rate you receive will depend on your credit score, debt-to-income ratio, and the lender's specific criteria. VA home loans are available in both fixed and adjustable rate mortgages, with loan terms ranging from 15 to 30 years. Give us a call to determine which loan best suits your financial situation and goals. Bottom line, don't miss out on the unique benefits and savings that VA home loans offer. Start your journey to home ownership today by visiting ronsiegelradio.com and learning more about the VA home loan process. Also, go to rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. You can start monitoring your credit right there. You can work on your budget, look at your assets, check the value of an existing property if you've got one that you're living in and want to sell or just want to know what it's worth. And it'll also tell you right there the properties available for sale, 97% of them across the United States. 97% across the U.S. are all right there, rsrmoney.com. That's a workshop for you right there. We've got this continuing workshop that we're doing on the VA home loan benefit. You know, it's a shame that so many of our service members are not aware of that benefit. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, your tax refund can help you achieve home buying goals, paying your taxes late. What you need to know about that as well. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Is your budget getting blown up with high prices of gas and increased costs for other household needs? This is Ron Siegel, host of the daily home and finance radio program. Did you know if you have a low interest rate mortgage along with auto debt, credit card debt, or student loans, your family could potentially save $500 or more per month by restructuring these debts? If you'd like a free Borrow Smart analysis with our team, let's book an appointment to see how we might be able to relieve some stress. Schedule your appointment at rsrbsa.com. That's rsrbsa.com for your free Borrow Smart analysis. rsrbsa.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Yes, we promote rsrmoney.com a lot because there's a lot to it, and it gives you a lot of different tools. rsrmoney.com. Have your tax refund can help you achieve your home buying goals. Have you been saving up to buy a home this year? If so, you know there are a variety of expenses involved from your down payment to closing costs. But there's good news. Your tax refund can help you achieve your goals by paying for some of these expenses. Smart Asset estimates the average American will receive a $1,798 tax refund this year. If you are watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you can see that the tax refund for California, I think it says $1,666 is the average tax refund for California, a little bit below the national. Yeah, California likes to keep as much money as they can. According to Freddie Mac, there are multiple ways your refund check can help you as a home buyer. If you're getting a refund this year and thinking about buying a home, here are a few tips to keep. Saving for a down payment. One of the largest barriers to home ownership is saving for a down payment. You could reach your savings goal more quickly than expected by using your tax refund to help with your down payment. Paying for closing costs. You have to pay fees to your lender, real estate agent, and other parties involved in the home buying transaction before you can officially take ownership of your home. You could direct your tax refund toward these closing costs. Lowering your interest rate. Your lender might give you the option to buy down your mortgage interest rate during the home buying process. That means you could pay up front to have lower interest rate on your fixed rate mortgage. rsrbuydown.com. rsrbuydown.com will walk you through that. You need to know your time horizon to see if that makes sense for you. Got to know that. It's not just, that's why I say that strategy beats rate always. The best way to prepare to buy a home is to work with a trusted real estate professional who understands the process to help you navigate the costs you may encounter as you begin your home buying journey. Bottom line, your tax refund can help you reach your goals of home ownership. Let's connect and discuss how you can start that journey. Give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. That's the real-time real estate segment. Brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. So every month we like to go through some different issues that are going on in the marketplace. And we get some really good data from our friends over at Keeping Current Matters. And I know that there's a lot of confusion in the marketplace. We want to give you a little bit of a heads up here because we know when the market's going to really start going crazy, because we're going to look at the demand on real estate, on the rate environment. And yeah, that's a good slide right there, Josh. Do that picture in picture if you can, where so give mix. There you go. I think that's it. So take a look at this. We know interest rates are coming down. I just shared that with you. Are they going to go straight down? No. Do I know exactly how far they're going to go? No. If I did, I would be buying a lot of options on the mortgage-backed securities, and I wouldn't be doing radio, and I wouldn't be leading a lending team. We'd be making a lot more money that way. So I don't have any crystal ball, but I do know that when interest rates go below 6.5, and they are right now, that we start seeing a lot more activity in the marketplace. When they start going up above 6.5, it slows down. Interest rates are going to continue coming down. Turbulence in the financial markets puts significant downward pressure on rates, which should benefit borrowers in the short term. Now, what I want you to look at is, let's look at some headlines of what's happening in the news. So CBS News, U.S. housing prices could plunge 20%, the Dallas Fed warns. Fortune, there are now 210 U.S. housing markets at risk of 15% to 20% home price decline, says Moody. CBS News, U.S. home prices could fall as much as 20% next year. Do we believe that? Is that good information?
You know better than that.
You're a listener of Ron Siegel Radio. You know better than that. Neuroscientists have found that people spend about 90% of their lives using what's called narrative circuitry, rather than direct experience. In other words, we spend 90% of our lives telling ourselves what is happening. So let's look at what's really happening. Home price appreciation. And again, if you're watching us at ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you're seeing this. So January 2023, year-over-year appreciation in the top 20 cities, year over year. And if you look, out of 20 cities, there are 4 that are down. Well, if you want to count Portland, which is down negative 0.5%, or San Diego down 1.4%. Yeah, San Francisco's down 7.6. We can understand that. And Seattle's down 5.1. But every other city in the 20 of the top 20 cities are all up. Los Angeles is up 0.4. Okay, it's not a lot, but it's up 0.4. We've got Josh out there in Vegas. Los Angeles 0.9. Vegas is up 0.4. You know, you're looking at some of these different places. We're not seeing this massive crash that these periodicals are telling us about. Declines in the West, they're due to tech industry slowdown and a severe lack of affordability after decades of undersupply. Let's look at the year-over-year price appreciation. And if we look here in I'm trying to find the Pacific. Okay, January region, pretty flat. For the Pacific, the national rate is up 5.3% year over year. Pretty good numbers. Now, why would you, when you look back on the last chart there, if you think about Los Angeles is up 0.9%. And Los Angeles does everything they possibly can to screw up real estate. Think about this. Why would anybody in their right mind want to be an investor in real estate in Los Angeles? Why would anybody in their right mind want to buy luxury property over $5 million in Los Angeles? And there's a lot of it over $5 million. They've got all kinds of taxes. So they put on an extra transfer tax in Los Angeles on the luxury properties. And if you have an investment property and somebody doesn't pay their rent, there's basically in Los Angeles, there's nothing you can do about it. So why would you want to have property in Los Angeles? And it's still up. The pricing is still up. Think about that. So no matter what they do in LA, people still buy there. I don't get it. Now let's look at month over month appreciation. Actually, let's look at have home values declined. Have the home value declines stabilized? So let's take a look at that one. And we're going to look at two different charts. We're going to look at Case-Shiller for the last 12 months, and we're looking at FHFA. Why do we look at the two different charts? Well, Case-Shiller looks at all properties, and the FHFA looks at only properties with conforming loan limits on there, conforming loans on there. So last year, January, properties were up on Case-Shiller, up 1.6. If you're looking at this chart again, RonSiegelRadio.tv or any of our socials, if you're listening to us on radio, you can always go to Ron Siegel Radio on Facebook, at Ron Siegel on Instagram, YouTube, Ron Siegel 1. We're there on every one of these things. And you can see all these charts that we're talking about. But you can see that August was about where the declines were the worst on both charts. Case-Shiller was down 0.9%. FHFA was down 0.7%. But the declines have been diminishing since then. Well, what was happening back then? The Fed was increasing interest rates. Mortgage rates were going way up. Well, the market is realizing that even though the Fed may still be increasing interest rates, the 10-year Treasury and the mortgage-backed securities have stabilized a bit. And if you look at January, Case-Shiller down 0.2% and FHFA was up 0.2%, which tells us high-priced properties or cash properties are dropping in value a little bit. That's what that chart is saying to us. But on the conforming loans, which the majority of us are buying and the majority of us have a loan on our properties, those are going up already. They've already turned that corner and they're heading up. Now, what's going to happen if my projections are correct that interest rates are going to be lower in the latter part of this year or the summer? There's going to be that much more demand for properties. People are going to come back in the market and say, you know something? I think I want to start buying again. That's going to create some more shortage of real estate, which will push prices up. All in, home prices nationally are down 2.6% from their peak. Now think about this. 2021, 2022, or 2020 and 2021, property values were up massively, close to 20% each year. So now they're down 2.6% from the peak. Does that matter? I don't think so. It's not a huge amount. You're going to always see some retracement. Moody's Analytics repeat sales home price index are down 2% from their peak last July. Freddie Mac reported that its national home price index is down 2.5% from its June 2022 peak. So look at all of these different things. You're seeing on all of them that the prices, yeah, they're down a little bit. But think about this. When they go up as much as they went up, they're going to drop a little bit. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about paying your taxes late, what you need to know. On the Town, brought to you by our friends at Visit Anaheim and a trip to Vegas. Yeah. Now, remember, when we give these trips away, you've got until Friday to claim the trip. And so you'll have till Friday at 5 to claim that trip to Las Vegas. And yeah, I cheat a little bit. I'll probably give you till the 21st of February, but don't hold me to it. Friday at 5, 4 days, 3 nights, Las Vegas. You got to pay your taxes, fees, and transportation and your gambling expenses. But 4 days and 3 nights in Vegas sounds like fun. Although might be getting a little warm. Is it getting warm there yet, Josh? Or is it? Yeah, they're getting warm. So you go out there and enjoy. It's kind of cool and chilly and muggy here in Southern California right now. But hey, go and visit Josh. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solutions for you. Great service. Our friends over there at Blue Water Credit do a great job of helping with the getting your credit repaired. And I'm going to share with you that your credit report is wrong. They all are. I've been looking at credit reports for decades. I've never seen one that's completely accurate. Paying your taxes late, what you need to know. Tax season is upon us, and while some may find it to be a straightforward process, others may struggle to meet the deadline, whether it's due to financial constraints or other factors. Paying your taxes late can have serious consequences. Today, we're going to explore what happens when you pay your taxes late, the penalties involved, and what you can do if you find yourself in this situation. When it comes to taxes, the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, does not mess around. The IRS expects taxpayers to file their tax returns and pay any outstanding taxes owed on time. Failure to do so can result in a variety of penalties and interest charges that can make your tax bill even harder to pay. If you owe taxes and can't pay by the deadline, the best thing you can do is file your tax return on time anyway. Filing your return on time will help you avoid certain penalties, such as the failure to file penalty, which can be quite steep. However, if you don't pay your taxes on time, you can be subject to the failure to pay penalty, which is typically 0.5% of the unpaid taxes per month, up to a maximum of 25%. This penalty will continue to accrue until your taxes are paid in full. On top of the failure to pay penalty, you'll also be charged interest on any unpaid taxes. The interest rate is set by the IRS and is subject to change. As of 2021, the interest rate on unpaid taxes is 3% per year. I bet that goes up, compounded daily. In addition to these penalties and interest charges, the IRS may also take enforcement action against you. This can include wage garnishment, bank levies, and the seizure of assets, such as your home or car. So what can you do if you find yourself unable to pay your taxes on time? First step, contact the IRS and explain your situation. The IRS may be willing to work out a payment plan with you, allowing you to pay your taxes over time. You can also explore other options, such as an offer in compromise or currently not collectible status. It's important to note that if you do enter into a payment plan with the IRS, you will still be subject to interest charges and may also be subject to a reduced failure to pay penalty. However, entering into a payment plan can help you avoid more severe enforcement actions, such as wage garnishment or asset seizure. In summary, paying your taxes late can have serious consequences. You may be subject to penalties, interest charges, and even enforcement actions by the IRS. If you find yourself unable to pay your taxes on time, the best thing you can do is file your return on time, contact the IRS to explore your options. It's always better to take action early than to wait and let the penalties and interest charges continue to accrue. Bottom line, if you're struggling with taxes or other financial issues, keep listening to RonSiegelRadio.com. Visit RSRmoney.com. Give us a call. Set up a plan. We can help you with the plan. We don't negotiate with the IRS, but we might find that there's options for you to get these paid. Don't wait until it's too late to take action. Take action today. Take control of your financial future. That is the Your Credit Matters segment brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report and it is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has solutions for you. You just got to make sure that you're making that call and take action. There's a few things that you can also look at with regard to with credit is rsrcredittips.com. rsrcredittips.com. That is one of the solutions that we have for you. rsrcredittips.com. You can also look at rsrcreditmistakes.com. rsrcreditmistakes.com. So that's another one for you. And let's take a look every week at this time. Visit Anaheim. They've got the On the Town segment for us. Let's find out where we're going. We've got a romantic event of the week. We have a major event of the week. We've got a family event of the week. Visit Anaheim. They've got you covered. Major event of the week, OC Spring Home and Garden Show. This is April 21st to 23rd. The Orange County Spring Home and Garden Show is back at the Anaheim Convention Center, April 21st to the 23rd. The Home and Garden Show displays and exhibits the latest ideas in home improvement, remodeling, interior design, decorating, and landscaping. Visitors can also enjoy seminars, demonstrations, entertainment, food, and product giveaways. The show is happening Friday, April 21st from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, April 22nd from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Sunday, April 23rd, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., admission to the OC. Spring Home and Garden Show is completely free. For more information, head to homeshowconsultants.com, homeshowconsultants.com. The romantic event of the week. Drink and draw at Unsung Brewing Company. April showers bring delicious beer and epic drawing battles. Have a fun and unique summertime date night and join Dino Creative for this month's Drink and Draw event at Unsung Brewing Company on Saturday, April 22nd from 6 to 11 p.m. No skill level is required to have a great time. Drawing supplies provided. For more information, go to dinocreative.com. Dino, D-Y-N-O, creative.com. And I like it. It says no skill level is required. I have no skills when it comes to drawing. That's the romantic event of the week. The family event of the week, Earth Day Market. Celebrate Mother Earth at the Anaheim Garden Walk on Saturday, April 22nd from 3 to 9 p.m. Come shop from sustainable and locally handmade businesses. There will be candles, crystals, accessories, Disney merchandise, baby boutique clothing and accessories, and much more available for purchase. This is a free family. It is a free family and pet friendly, easy for me to say, free family and pet friendly event. If you know you're going, we encourage you to RSVP so vendors can have an approximate head count for merchandise. To RSVP and find more info, go to eventbrite.com. Eventbrite.com. That is on the town. Brought to you by Visit Anaheim. On the town, brought to you by Visit Anaheim. We appreciate every week them sending us the major event of the week, the romantic event of the week, and the family event of the week. And we've been following their events with giving away a trip to Las Vegas, 4 days, 3 nights. No, we do not include gambling expenses, taxes, or fees. And you'll have until the 21st, I think it is, Friday, to 5 p.m. Friday to claim the prize. If you don't claim it, sorry, I might have to go. So let's give this puppy a whirl, Josh. I think you've got to hit the button to see who our winner is this week. And all those lines, those are all people that are in the drawing. Here it comes. AJ Alvarez. You're the winner this week. AJ Alvarez is our winner this week. So make sure you claim your trip certificate by Friday, April 21st, I think is what I said. You know, I'm getting old here, so you never remember all these things. Let's see what else we can give away because AJ's got the trip, but you may want some goodies also. And I've got some time to give away things. So let's give away our home buyer's guide, rsrhbg.com, rsrhbg.com. Get that buyer's guide. We update them every quarter, so the new ones are out. Take a look at the home seller's guide, rsrhsg.com, rsrhsg.com. Had some folks yesterday, unfortunately, that I spoke to going through divorce. My dymworkbook.com. Great workbook. And not going through divorce is not good, but my DYM workbook, it'll help with your real property. My dymworkbook.com. Give you some good information right there. You complete the workbook, send it back to us. We'll put it all together for you. Everything you're going to need to know that'll help you get a better outcome. My dymworkbook.com. I gave you the credit tips. How about those of you thinking about a new house? Well, May 9th, we're going to be doing a live workshop for home buyers. May 9th, workshop for home buyers. But if you want to see some of our past workshop, rsrfthbworkshop.com. rsrfthbworkshop.com will get you to that home buyer workshop. There's so much stuff we give away. I love giving away so many of these different things. Not the least of which is one of our favorites and a sponsor, rsrmoney.com. Go there. Get on there, get logged in, save. There's no advertising, there's no obligation to using it. It's just great information for you. rsrmoney.com. Right there, you can monitor your credit. You can deal with properties that are available for sale in the marketplace. You can deal with shopping for a home, what your value is of your house, 4 different sources of values, 3 that are good plus Zillow. We throw that in there just because we know you're going to look there anyway, even though they'll tell you it's up plus or minus 30%. And then you can monitor your assets and banking and budgeting and all that right on there as well. rsrmoney.com. But as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.